What the fuck energy? I am your hostess with the mostest that reads all this fucking postess. The High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer and teacher and shaman and seer and oracle and lightworker and starseed and earth angel and mystic and medium and psychic and witch and yogi and guru and evangelist. I am your North American Sybil, your spiritual psychoanalyst, your messenger of God. I am the mighty Dark Goddess reincarnated. What's up, everybody? In order to keep up with me, we had to see what I posted on my community page, which was a whole bunch of music all morning. And my latest live video and anything in my shorts. We left off on that fucking card last night, and here we are. And there he is. I had a morning. I'm like, am I done adulting now? I feel like I'm done adulting. I think I've done all the adulting. I mean, we'll throw some shopping in there later. That's about it. I'm done adulting. Kobe had me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. How do you know it's Kobe? Because we're up talking about my feelings and my thoughts first thing in the morning. Just him. You want to talk about what you're afraid of? What the fuck am I afraid of? What the fuck are you in my face for right now? Hey, I'm one of those people, dude. When I wake up, I'm up. It doesn't take me long to get up. If I'm walking around weird, then I'm having a hard time pulling my soul into my body. But once I'm up, I'm like, we're up. We're up. We're up. Where's my gun? What? You banging on breakfast? Dude, I was banging before I got here. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. That's what I heard. No, for real. That's something you gotta know about me. Once I'm up, I'm just like, my eyes open and it's like a baby. They're not going back to sleep, bro. They're like wide awake. Hey, with that being said, this is something you need to understand with dealing with me. You have to deal with me like you're dealing with a child. The wisest child ever, the smartest child you ever met, but you have to approach me like a child. Why? Because I am. I'm the Lilith. I'm a whole ass child. And so are every one of other God's children. So if you learn how to work with me with this, you'll learn how to work with everyone else. And I promise you, that's all that gives me peace with these bastards. You'll hear me when I've had enough of humanity. I'll be ready to fucking blow down a whole country. Like, take them out. But you have to, in order to deal with me, you have to have that understanding. You have to be careful with your words, because I'm going to ask a lot of questions. What does that mean? Why did you say that? What does that mean? You know, it's not like I'm trying to. It's just I'm trying to gain understanding right away. I'm like, so I'm trying to understand what you're saying. And sometimes what you're saying just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, maybe it makes sense, but I don't understand why you're telling me this. Right? Really? Yeah. And that's kind of how it is. You go to have an adult conversation with someone, and it's like you're talking to a child. It's not that I don't have the intellect. That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm still a child. Have respect. Have respect. That's what that means. It's like you're dealing with a Sheldon. A mastermind child. What does he do when he's angry? He violently cleans. That would be me. Alright, let's see. What else did I post? Something came to me this morning. I mean, a lot. They all were in my face as soon as I got in the water. I'm like, oh, there they are. I don't know if it ever sunk in to Russ that he never had a chance with me. But that came up. I think it's starting to sink in, or at least enter his awareness, that the best he could do is apologize and maybe be my friend in this lifetime. Maybe. That's about as close as you might ever get to me. Ever in this life. And that's it. You fucking... Dude, you guys blew these contracts out the water, dude. For real? Yeah, I never seen somebody blow up a divine contract like you guys. And I remember, even if you don't, I remember spending conscious hours of days sitting in judgment, asking for the breaking of these contracts because of what you were using them for. And you're surprised the contracts are broke. I mean, seriously? I didn't get to break free from you guys. I still had to be, I still had to learn my lessons, and that's the karma, and that's where it came down to. Did he push her in these areas of her life? Did they replay these areas of their life? And that's really what it is. You can't recognize it, dude. You think it's the first. I mean, some of these things, it's the first. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm on a first time timeline. Like, this is a timeline I've never been on before, right? And while I'm looking down this door of this new timeline that I've never ever been on before, which is, it's not destined. It's not like I know where we are in time. Where I have all these other timelines where it's easy to walk this cakewalk because I already walked this walk, many lifetimes ago. I can recognize the replay of time. That's what I try to show you all the time. So anyways, I'm sitting here. I had made a decision, a heart-based decision, to go in and, to open myself up to a possibility that I never opened before. And that is got a timeline, a destiny, a future that I never considered. Right? Because, for whatever reason, we just closed that door. And so I'm standing in front of a possible, and that's what I said, I saw a possibility. I saw a possible fucking future, a possible timeline. And as I'm sitting there, my other doors are opening real wide. These other timelines are opening up. The problem is they're old timelines. They're nothing new. They're predictable, not for the person on the other side. But since I know what this is and where this leads and what the outcome is, it's nothing, you know what I mean? They're not new. And that's where it is. Your old life is always calling you back. They don't want you to. They don't want you to leave. They don't want you to change. Because if you change, then we'll have nothing in common. If you move out of town, then we'll never see each other again. And that leaves them, you know what I mean? Stuck with the people, stuck where they are. And they don't want you to. People don't want you to leave town. They don't want you to get a better job. They don't want you to fucking break up. They don't want you. They want things to just stay as they are. They build all these comfortable zones. You know what I mean? They don't want you to move. They've become attached to you. But you're moving on to something bigger and better. And it took you a long time to make this move. And there's people like that. Those around you that, are supposed to be supporting you are holding you back by making you feel guilty. I've had a lot of timelines, a lot of lives with Marshall. How many? I don't know. Every time I think I know, I see another one. We've done this for a long time. Not always as divine partners, as brothers and sisters sometimes, as just best friends sometimes. Always in authority, though. Always in authority. And that's what brings us together, is our authority. So right now I'm standing in authority, passion, and love. And I have the fucking door to passion, the door to authority, and the door to love all open. They're all separate paths. It's like that's what this life was about. This life was all about passion. This life was all about love. This life was all about authority. This life was all about power. This life was all about, and that's where the parts of it is you live these roles, and you made your life about these roles, right? So as I go through the timelines of shedding these roles or even stepping into them, as we see right there, who is that? The King of Swords, as we speak of him. The Queen of Swords isn't with an emperor, and she isn't with a knight. She's with a King of Swords. So every time I'm in this energy, it calls for my energy, which is the energy that lies within him. When I step into the energy of love, I'm in Lewis's energy. Really? What is it? It's because we were made of the same stuff, the same equal dose. That's what keeps us as a mirror in these different areas. People can add more, and that's like working through your Vedic astrology, is you try to fill your cup. You come in with just this much, but you're trying to fill your cup. The rest of you are trying to fill your pockets over there, fucking Pirates of the Caribbean. Trying to get out with some pirate booty. You're such on my nerves, Russ. But you always did. You always fell to the things of this world. It's nothing new, bro. It's just what you are. It's what you've always been, and it's an opportunity to finally go back. To fucking stop doing it. They literally said, the Bible described that the fallen would stay there for all eternity. Bitch, it's been eternity, bro. You've been in the same place suffering lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. There's truth in that shit, bitch. You've been doing this for fucking lifetimes. Every lifetime you come back, you don't even die. You just multiply. Jesus Christ almighty. When I first woke up and I started watching them repeat their fucking these unhealed ancient pattern ways, like, dude, you're gonna repeat time? Oh yeah, that's what we do around here. I was so weirded out by that. But anyways, it's an opportunity to grow, and I show you how to ascend. I left you in your lives. I left you for another. Just face it. You didn't evolve in that life. Marshall would evolve, and what do you think he's doing right now? Evolving. It's always been a thing. Always been a thing. It's a fucking Hancock thing. I always got to carry your cock with me through time. Fucking 9 3/4. If you don't put that thing away. And then you got fucking. That's why I don't get along with fucking fat neck over there. He's always trying to hold your dick. He's got a better Sagittarius than you on his dick. Anyways, no, it's just some shit like that. And so, you know, when I'm in these energies, it attracts those energies. Like attracts like. And so, like, right now, it's like, don't do this. Don't move on. Their higher selves are like, they realize what's happening. Their higher selves it's a battle in the astral worlds. It's like this triangle. And I'm just sitting in here like, I'm ready to walk through the door of all of this, not singular. If I don't evolve, then there's always a timeline. There's always a partner at this level. But why can't somebody come with me through all the levels? Why do I have to leave you here on this level as this devil in time? It's just dumb. I can't make you fucking do the right thing. God can't either. But you're so fucking predictable. It's absolutely disturbing. Humanity is so predictable because it's all placed by the Force. I can tell you what you're thinking and what your actions are based on the fucking planets that are moving. I know exactly where your mindset is because of that. Now, the next thing is your willpower. Do I know the will, how you'll use your free will? That's the magic. That's the wands. Is your willpower. It's your willpower. You take logic, which is the fucking swords, and you take emotion, which is the cups, and you will it, right, with your wands. You push it with your wands. You push your actions. You make some kind of action based on your thoughts and your emotions, right? And you push those through your fucking 3D fucking coins or pentacles. That's how all those cards work, right? So I can look at it like every tarot reader and say, what are they thinking? How are they feeling? It's right there in the fucking cards. Now, we can't predict what you'll do with it. We just know the influences that are hanging over you. We know this energy is pushing on you from the inside out. We can't tell you if they're going to move in it, if they will move with the flow of energy, if they will let this energy move them to take the right actions. And that's why tarot readers can have fucking people stuck on their page for years. We can't predict the free will. We can see the outside influences, and that's what makes you think we have such power. We know what's outside fucking with everybody. We just don't know which ones are embracing this. And I am that one. That's why when I pull the cards, it's just confirmation to what the fucking energy already was, and I tell you how it pushed me to do such things. So where are we currently? King of Swords. But what I just went through has to do with this. What I have to do with. We talked about it yesterday. It's like if you're in a position to get therapy, you need to. My daughter had a meltdown at school, and I had to go and sit down with the social worker. And I made a fucking decision, you know what I mean, to call in for some professional help. I said, she doesn't show these behaviors. She's very explosive. She's very reactive with me. But again, a lot of her trauma-based is me and her face. So obviously, I can't use my techniques on her. She needs an outside professional opinion. So we looked at that, and I was like, what triggered you this morning? She's like, my grades. I got a fucking D, and he won't let me do makeup work. And she looks at her schedule. She's like, she has an extremely tight schedule. She's in all honors, and she has ROTC and weightlifting. I was like, I know. She has no form of creative expression. She's like, I was like, she's nothing but a creative ball of fire. Whether it be through art, through music, through design, through dance, through theater, she needs some way to create. If you notice, her whole schedule is so structured that she has no place to breathe. So she's trying to find her creativity in her, in her presentation, which is her going from her masculine energy to her feminine, trying to fit in. But she can't fit in the classes that she's in. These are fucking high-level fucking brains that aren't about social. They're about, you know what I mean? They're one-track minds that are trying to get, you know what I mean? And that's what it is. It's like, well, based on this, we could definitely offer her a position here in the office, as one of hers, and that can look good on her resume. And that's what it is. She's gifted and talented. So they put her, in all of this shit, and the structure of it's just killing her. Trying to keep up with the grades, and she's already missed a year, and she's in honors class. Trying to make a fucking friend, you know what I mean? And then dealing with the shit of fucking home. She's a great kid, but these are just this is just a potion for bullshit. And she's struggling. All she ever wanted to do was to go to school and make friends. But now she's in these classes where she can't connect with these people. She can keep up in the mind, but they're not like her. She's trying to find people like her. And, it drove her to a little bit of madness. So we went ahead and we have the mobile crisis team come out and do an evaluation just to make sure that she's stable and that. And then I signed a consent through her school. They have a connection through the health organization here. It's not a clinic. It's part of the health organization clinic, the same one I would take her to the hospital downtown. So I signed a consent, and they can do all of this here, through the school, and they're going to make immediate changes to her schedule to loosen up her load a little bit, get her stable. And that's it. I was like, this is where I'm at. I don't believe that me taking her home and giving her a day off is going to make this better. I feel like this is snowballing. She's under a lot of pressure, and I don't have the skills, to be there. It's not that she's lacking attention. I'm up her ass all day. We've lived in a cart, we've been nothing but close. And I think that's what it is she has nobody else close to connect with. You know what I mean? She needs someone. I was like, because she screamed at me. She's like, you never believe me, you're a fucking bitch. And the teacher's like, it's okay. And it's like, see, it's okay for her to feel that way, but she can't feel free to tell me, to express how much of a bitch I am, where she could tell you all layers of it, and with me, it's going to just be hurtful and end up competitive. It's okay that she's like, you fucking bitch. I get that. That's a fucking feeling. Tell me more about why your mom is such a bitch. And then after you pour it all out, you feel bad. She's not really that bad, After you spent 30 minutes telling me how much you hate her, she's not that bad. I really love my mom, I know. They're hard to deal with. And that's just it. It's like, she has all authority breathing down her neck all the time. All the time? I mean, pretty much. I'm telling her what to do. They're telling her what to do. Everyone's telling her what to do. Can you relate to her? I do. And sometimes you just got to do the right thing. It's not that I'm ashamed that I can't help her mentally. She won't open up to me. I don't know what's going on in her head, and I know that, just that a lot of it is me. My old behaviors, the way that I lived, the life that I gave her has made things hard for her now. Just taking accountability, bro. And I'm using this, that came up in the cards, and to the rest of you, don't be too afraid to ask for a little bit of help. To ask to lighten your load. It's like, I posted this right before they called me, bro. It's like, if I was rich, right, I win the lottery, I'm just going to move all this somewhere else. I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing, because what I'm doing, my stomach's making all kinds of noises. I need to eat. What I'm doing is what I love. It doesn't bring me stress. It brings me absolute joy and happiness, right? For some of you, the fairy tale is if I was rich, I'd quit today. Why don't you quit today and do something that makes you feel good? That should tell you right there that you're doing something that's making you feel bad. You're like, I can't quit. Yes, you can. You don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in opportunities. You don't believe in expansion. You don't believe in learning something new. That's a lack of belief in you, not me. The world out there, and that's why people are always trying to come to America. This is the land of possibilities. opportunities. Now, sometimes you have to fight for them, but you don't have to, you don't have to fucking kill for them. Not here. There's plenty to go around. There's plenty of opportunities for growth to go around here. And especially if you work with creativity. You know what I mean? Because the people like them, they lack all forms of creativity. So they need somebody else's creative inspirations to bring joy to their life. It's an actual, there's a need for you in the dull lives of other people that can't create. You know what I mean? Just wanted to point all of that out. It's like, if you were a millionaire, what would you do? What would your life look like? I want you to think about it, because as you think about it, you're opening up your mind and you're having conversations with the universe you never had before. You're like, if I was, and then you start to realize who you really are underneath. Write it down. Don't just think it. Write it down. Give your thoughts a voice. See what your inner child wants from you. Because at first, it's just going to be all your childish needs. And so how many of those things can you give to your inner child that you don't have to fucking be rich to do? Just takes a little, you know what I mean? Preparation, some faith, maybe a little bit of finances, not as much as you think. You don't have to spend, you know what I mean? What? I was going to send this in a message, but I didn't. What? You don't have to spend a lifetime. But even a couple, you know what I mean? A couple good minutes can give you a lifetime of memories. Because when you're going through your life, you look back at these small moments of happiness that keep you going. You sit down with an older person and they have a flash about 5-10 memories, their favorite memories in life. They've lived 70 fucking years and they can sum it up in 5 to 10 memories. You want to have those moments, bro. They're far and few between, and they're just moments that you really want to hold on to. You'd like to have a lifetime of them filled with these moments. And that's what I prayed for. More of those moments. But there's things that you can do that you're not even thinking about. And realistically, that's just something you need to think about. Why are you doing what you're doing? Is it pure desperation? Is it pure fear? Is it a pure lack of, belief in yourself? And that goes back to my creatives. It's lost it, and you know it. It's not that you can't find your love for what you have, your love for your gifts again. But when you overuse them, you know what I mean? When you're doing nothing but going to the gym, you don't feel that excitement of the wind in your fucking face and the sweat dripping down. You're looking at the timer. You don't feel the excitement of it like you used to. You're just pushing like you always do. You know what I mean? Lewis doesn't feel it like he used to. Kanye, none of you feel it like you used to. Now here's something even more damaging that I need to hit you with. You can't make the relationship what it was. We all start out in a good relationship, supposedly. It's good in the beginning. But then it wears and tears. And you just want it to go back to, that brand new car smell. But you can't. The only way you can do that is to have a new beginning with that person. Right? Really. But if you were to separate to start this new beginning, because that's what it would be, we need some time apart to fall in love again. And you come back and it's not there. You've already learned what space apart is. And now you know that this isn't what you were looking for. A lot of you are in stagnant relationships that were really good in the beginning, but now you're just maintaining an unhappy. And I don't mean they're negative. It's not like, you guys are yelling. I didn't say toxic. I said an unhappy relationship. There's no passion. There's no joy. There's no thrill or excitement between you and your intimate partner. Those are the feelings that I prayed more for. I was filled with so much joy and so much passion and excitement and freedom just being around this person. And that's what it feels like to be in love. You have to admit to yourselves at some point that you're not in love. You know what it was. You've experienced it before. People have told me they know what this is. They said that they felt this way before. I never did. I never felt in love until I woke up. I didn't know what love was. But you can look at my life and understand nobody loved me. It's not that I wasn't a loving being. I was loving everyone. I just didn't know what it meant to be loved. To feel love. So, do what you love. You might not be rich, but you'll feel good. You know? I just want to point that out. You know what I mean? Could money make your problems better? Who would you be with money? Who would you be without it? How do you see yourself without money? If you were to lose your job, if you were to lose your partner, if you were to lose your house, what's that worst case scenario look like? What is that fear of all fears if you were to lose your life? Where would you go? Would you just sit there and cry and cry and cry and drink and hide and run away? Or would you get up and try to live the day? Try to find a new way? I'm seeing Sleepless in Seattle, but I'm seeing Allie. We just gave up, some of us. In different areas of our lives, we just gave up on ourselves. The idea that something could make us happy. We saw all these things that are standing in our way that this one, we can't. It's not for us. There's too much life. There's too much challenge between me and my happiness. But it's not. It's in your head. And that's what I want you to do is write this down. Why can't you get that job in the other state that you've always wanted? Why can't you date that girl? Why can't you just peacefully and lovingly let your partner go? I didn't say destroy them, but lovingly let them go. Why can't you walk away from your job? Or the friends that are really bringing you down? That don't want to be any better. They just want to fucking party every weekend. They just want to talk shit. They don't want to grow up. They don't want to evolve. They don't want to mature. They don't want anything. They have no, like he said in a very disgusting way, it's like they have no passion for life. Your excitement for life is gone. Most of you. You're just trying to survive it until you die, which is content with the way things are until it's done. So shall it be done then. Why should you suffer any more? Why should God keep you here suffering like this? You might not admit it to yourself, but you're not living the life God wanted for you. He wanted you to feel joy, to be giggly, to have good food, to have someone to love you. He wanted you to have a task every day that you do with purpose, where you enjoy going out and catching dogs. You enjoy going out and being in the field. My aunt, she was a hardcore, I'm seeing her from Miami. She was a hardcore partier, big in the fucking party scene and all this. She rehabilitated her life. She went to college, she got a business degree. She opened one of the first ever doggy daycares in Miami. It was in Homestead, and she advertised so that families that would come to Miami for their weekends, she would arrange it that she would pick up your friend at the airport and bring her, or bring your friend over to the ranch. And that's what she did, and she made unbelievable money doing nothing but being around dogs. She had some migrant workers that would come and take care of the land. They were really cool. They would take care of all the cleanup and stuff, the washing and certain things like that. But ultimately, no, she'd have her office opened, responding to emails, and fucking 50 dogs all over the place. All over the place. All these other dogs. Didn't even matter. It wasn't her dog. But she kept getting a lot of them. She had 8 of her own that people left there. Really? She let me have 1 or 2. But I had to leave them there too. Yeah. And all she did was, she made a business out of loving dogs, bro. That's it. I'll take care of your dogs while you're on vacation. You could bring them to here, and I'll take care of them, and then give them a vacation. Because nobody wants to leave their dog at home. And yeah. And then she also collaborated, it was up further, with a cat kennel. So if they had both, you know what I mean, she would drop off the cat, and then, you know, that was it. And that's how she got me in. She's like, you'd be a perfect assistant to this. So that's what I would do. Pick these motherfuckers up and drive them around and shit. Really? Yeah, for sure. It was cool. And I got the car. Who doesn't want to do that? Who wants to fucking play with dogs all fucking day? I mean, some of them, you know, had their ways. They had to do a personality evaluation. You had to see if they were really, you know, friendly. Some of them, you know, if they weren't, then they had to be rotated in and out so that they got plenty of outside space. But some of them were actual alphas. They couldn't be around other dogs. They just wanted to, you know, piss on everything and say that they were the man and, you know, bark at shit. That's it. She made a huge business out of that. Ended up retiring from there and, you know, took all the money from there and ended up retiring in Hawaii. Really? Yeah. That was it. You know what I mean? It could be anything. Anything that makes you happy. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of people that go into child care or child development and then get out there and realize they can't fucking stand kids. But now they can't give it up because they spent 8 years of their life training for this job that they can't give up. And they don't even fucking like kids. Like, they get to a point, I'm never having kids. That's how bad it is. It's like you once had a love for this until you realize what it was, and that's where it is. It's like, dude, you get over shit. Or you should. You don't just keep doing the shit that you hate. Be a fucking, you know what I mean? A fucking factory worker. I'm just gonna keep pushing this ball. I can look at, you know, in essence, all I want is your happiness, right? So I could try to turn to Russ or fucking Bobby or, you know, who else? It's a fucked up ass one. Or Nate. I'd be like, dude, I just want you to be happy. How can I help you be happy? It's like, it can't start with your wife. There's nothing I can do to help that, bro. There's nothing I can do for you guys to make a closer connection. It's just not there. And that's where it is I can help you get a new job. I can help you start a creative project. I can help you with, you know, your children. I can help with a lot of things, but I can't help you with your intimate connections that don't work. You can try everything to make this work. But one day you'll have to realize this isn't... I mean, you're making it work just fine. But you're not in love and joy and passion and... Oh, Jesus. I'm just like, oh, it's just an unbelievable feeling. You don't feel that way for your person. And you did, I suppose. Or maybe you never have. And that's a scary thought. I go back to my husband's. I never felt this way of anybody in my entire fucking life. How could I have married a person and never felt this way? How was that marriage ever going to work and I never had this feeling the whole time? It was never going to work if I never felt this way before. I didn't even believe in it. I didn't even believe it. I've seen it on people, but I thought it was fake. I didn't believe it. I didn't believe they really were like full of love like that. I thought it was just, you know, trade bullshit that comes out of their mouth, librarian talk, you know. They talk to kids a lot and stuff, so they're just gotta be loving people. But then they get at home and they drink Jack Daniels and, you know, play fucking darts or something. Really? I mean, I didn't. But I'm just using this, you know, I'm using my life expression to inspire you to find life. In the littlest of things. I never knew that I loved being outside so much. And that's all I ever want to do. And from doing that, you know, all my power comes from doing that. The things that make me happy is what makes me powerful. I'm one of a kind when I stay in my field. But when I get into yours, I gotta compete to be like you guys. Try to be better then. I don't suck at this. I don't even want to do this. Why am I doing this? I can be doing something so much better with my life. I have such better skills than to sit here and do this. And that's exactly how you guys will sit there when your mind's set. But you won't listen to that heart telling you that you're better than this. that you deserve better. My first awakening, it's all in one video. I sat there it was a huge cry. It's like, you need to do this. Your opinions matter. Your fucking feelings matter. You matter. And it was a fucking hour of my brain telling me out loud. And that's what I said. It was like, if the people outside heard me having this battle, it was coming out of my mouth where part of me was crying, I can't do this. And the other part is literally telling, you can do this. You need to do this. You deserve to do this. You owe this to yourself. You matter. You matter. Sometimes I've got to still say that. You know what I mean? I got to talk over my thoughts. And it's important to tell yourself the good shit that nobody ever told you before. And it's already there. It's in your heart. And it's listening to your heart and doing what your heart desires. And that's how you free your soul from this. Chasing love. The things that you love. Discovering what it is you love. Along the way, you discover all the things you don't like. But you find some things that you love along the way. I was sure of it when I posted that yesterday. I was like, it's going to be Russ. I'm going to die from Russ's jokes. I'm going to die laughing at Russ. I'm going to die laughing at Russ. I die every time laughing at Russ. It is going to be him that kills me. Lucifer is literally going to take out Lilith this time. Really? In love. Yeah, bro. You make me laugh so fucking hard. That is it's the most contagious feeling to experience as a human. Right? It is unbelievable. That is God's joy. It's a huge joke. He loves to laugh. A mighty laugh. Fuck, no wonder he loves you. You are so funny. God, you're a fucking joke. Anyways. There's things that you love about this life. You're going to take only a couple of feelings with you when it's done. You're going to leave all the memories. You're going to leave everything. Unless you need them for the next life. I don't need all this when I'm going. I'm leaving it all here for everyone. Every memory, every experience, every feeling. My whole human experience from all my lifetimes, I'm leaving here for humanity to know. And I'll be right there when you need me. You know what I mean? I'm right there. I'm not going nowhere. I'm just not coming back here. Not going nowhere. I'm just not coming back here. That's what that means. But you know, when you take it away, it's like, what was your favorite part of life? Laughing. And I swear to you, it's my favorite part. To crawl into the bed and like stretch my toes. I fucking love that feeling so much. I don't really sit down too much. I mean, I sit down, but I don't lay and relax. It seems like I would. You're like, you don't do shit. Bro, there's a lot of shit going on in here. I'm a computer system inside of here. To put this system to bed, to lay it down to rest, is the most wonderful feeling. I feel like a baby, dude. When I crawl into bed and pull the fucking covers over and stretch, is the best fucking feeling ever. Really? Yeah, laughter and that one is really good. I love the feeling of getting in hot water. I love that feeling. That feels so good to sit in hot water. It's like, what is your favorite part? These things were great. You gotta try them when you get there. They were my favorite parts about being human. Really? Yeah. I really like curling up with food and a movie. That's like my favorite thing. Like, that's like, oh. Like, you have all your fucking, you know what I mean, your takeout food, and you're about to press play. Oh, that's the best. That is the best. What is it? You're about to feed yourself fully. Information and food. You're feeding all your senses at once, bro. It's such a good feeling. You're very proper people that never sit in front of a TV. I would never do that. We sit at the dining room table. Yeah, what are you staring at? Is anybody talking? Is it entertaining? You're just stuffing your face. Okay, then. That's it. What were your favorite parts about being human? That kind of stuff. The weather. God's weather. How he moves through the sky is really amazing. I always like that. My favorite is those dark blue skies. As blue as the ocean. They're out there right now. Not the grays, but the blues, where you can see this is coming down. Yep. My favorite part of Colorado is the afternoon showers. It'll be so hot. And then between 12 to anywhere to 4 o'clock, the fucking clouds will come over. and reset the ground. Just wash it away. It'll come with cold air and cold rain. You don't get that cold rain in the south. It's hot air and it's hot rain. It's sweaty, but it's so cold and fresh. And when the sun goes down in Colorado, it's so cold. You always have to have a sweater. Always. It's like you must. It's the best feeling to put on a hoodie. I love all these things of life. I'll take those with me. The rest of it you can have. I'm gonna take the feelings. Those were great feelings. I want, you know what I mean? How else can we have those cool feelings? Those are the things we're looking for. How good it felt to do that thing. That's what it is. You can't take any of this shit with you where you're going, bro. Nothing. And not even really your memories. You can't. You start a new life. You create a new life of memories. All those memories get poured into the fucking soup. The soup of conscious. All the knowing. You went through a whole life to learn all these things, and you take all that knowing and you pour it out into the conscious, where I go, where all the knowing is. Everybody's lived a life and they learned all these lessons and they put it all there. Yeah? Why? I mean, you don't need to know anything. You're going to learn new things. You don't need last year's studies. You're going to learn a whole new life, a whole new way of life each time. You lived many different lives, many different colors, many different cultures, many different creeds, many different forms. Many different forms. I have a book in here that can identify that a lot of these people, these, vegans, it's in their soul. They can't eat an animal because they have past life recognition that they were an animal. Really? They can remember their animal forms. As the shapeshifter, oh man, my bird form, I can remember what it feels like to fly all the time. All the time? All the time. There's things you can remember, when you wake up, when you let your soul out, the soul has all the information. Your mind doesn't. It's just experiencing a new life. But your soul has the Akashic records. It knows where it's been. It knows how to do this. It's done this before. And that's why it's always guiding you. It's like, this isn't your first life. I swear this is the first time. You say this every time. It's like, oh, here she goes. She's going to say this again. She says this every time. Nothing like a first kiss. You know how many people you first kissed? Kiss my ass. Get over with the kiss. You're going to use your tongue this time? It's like you learned how to do all these things in all these lives to come to the final life and use all that knowing. What do you use that knowing for? To help humanity. It took you fucking lifetimes to learn this shit. And you went through a lot of pain and suffering, and you want to help some people before you go, so they don't have to go through the same paths you did. That's it. That's all. God bless. Amen. Alright, Mastery of Swords is your mind. So that's the thing. I'm looking at the threshold of a brand new timeline, and Marshall has to make enormous changes if he's gonna interrupt that timeline. And that's just what it is. If I stayed unhealed, I was on his timeline, and I was on his timeline. I had a partner in that time. But as I progress, if they don't progress with me, I have no partner. And then God will either create a whole new partner, which I said, I was worried about that with Wolfman. I was like, oh, fuck. One of you were supposed to catch up to me. Now they just gave me some new guy. No, they didn't. They gave me an old guy. Literally. Uncle fucking nasty. It's through you that Russ is realizing how he lost me. It's through you these over-toxic masculine men are becoming aware of their egotism and how it's such a fucking turnoff to women. How women really run from it and what type of women run to it. You're never going to have a fucking strong woman overpowering them like that. You'll never have nothing but a weak woman by treating women weak. Let that sink in. And that's really it. It's like, you had your chance, bro. I submitted to you. I recognized you. I gave all authority, and I gave you all power. And what did you do with it? What you do with every girl that gives you power. And you realize, and I told you from the beginning, I wasn't every girl. And that's what's wrong with you guys. You had me. You had me at hello. All you had to do was what? Evolve. Love me, evolve, and fucking, you know what I mean? Step up. Just evolve. That's all you had to do is evolve with me. Learn these lessons. Be a better fucking person. Nobody told you that. That's all you had to do. But you didn't want to make those changes. You didn't want to evolve, and you definitely didn't want to give in to loving me. Because that went against your pride. You deserved a better person. Hey, I know all about that. I don't know what to tell you. It's never too late to change some things in your lives. I'm not talking just about my twin flames, but I'm talking to the collective that watches this journey. These guys, I'll talk to them however I want, but it's to encourage the people on the outside that still have choices, that still have freedoms, that still have free will, that don't have the same mindsets, constricting mindsets as you, but still has the same patterns. I saw Dash in my DMs. I hadn't seen him for a while. Of course, everyone leaves me unseen. I see you. I've seen you too. In the essence, he's still fucking learning from me and applying it to his collective. You know what I mean? Is he applying it to his life, or he's just, you know what I mean? He's just the middleman of the healing system. He's not healed. He's just delivering the healing. In the essence, you're a banker. You're not rich. You just count the money. And that's what fucking Wolfman is. He's not spiritual. He just teaches it. It's so obvious. He has no spiritual connection. He just teaches how to have one, and goes and practices it. He does all these practices. Dark practices is what they call them. You're not spiritual, bro, because you don't work with your spirit. You're too busy in your mind. It's so simplistic, people. Moving on. I went to the hangman. Are you still stuck there, or did God stick you there? He hung you on the cross, huh? Well, how do you get out of there? He'll tell you how. You're just not gonna like it. It's gonna rip a part of your fucking rip your heart out doing this. I'm going in the devil, and that's not even helpful. Lovers, hey, what's up? Swords, 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 cups, swords, wands, nope, swords. 8 of swords. Damn it, you guys are still in yesterday's cards, huh? Fuck that shit. Move on, catch the new energy. You stay in it. Why do you stay in energy? Because you stay in that mindset. That's why you get stuck in energy, because you get stuck in your emotions in your mind about it. You can't process the thought like I do. You can't process the feeling like I do. So you get stuck in stagnant energy. That's why I'm always changing. En faux de faux! The realm of the swords. Let's see. Listen to this. I am the king of the power of air, an element close to spirit, which itself is a word itself is a word that means breath. Breath is a divine gift from the goddess, returned to the giver at death. When we breathe in deeply, we draw in the vital life force. Inhale air and sustain breath and life. Exhaled air carries the words, poetry, and song that communicate human ideas and knowledge from this part of the, and this is the part of the magic of the swords. That's it. You breathe in your experience, and you speak out your experience. Fuck are you talking about? That's Russ. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm about to drop another song. What the fuck are you talking about now? Nothing, like always. Oh, I saw some shit, so let me talk on it. You're giving me a headache. All the time. I told you. Me and my future partner are gonna lay in bed laughing at you for the rest of my life. I mean, I think he's got to find you as funny as I do. Do you guys think he's as funny as I do? Or is it because of my jokes that it becomes funny? I see him as a joke. And then, you know, the stuff that comes out makes it funnier. I feel like he's funny. Funny looking. No, that's not what I meant. I feel like he's funny. Do you think he's funny? He doesn't try. They usually don't. Funny people are... That's Kevin Hart. He's funny. He doesn't have to be funny. He just is. It's what he is. He's just funny. He can say some shit that makes it funnier, but just being around him is a funny feel. You're fucking funny. You're funny. Anyways, I told you. I'm sure of it. I'm sure. If it was me and Marshall laying in bed, we'd be laughing. I don't know. Unless they're big fans of you and tell me to be nice to you. Like, Allie'd be like, don't be like that to him. Why are you always sticking up for his bitch ass? That's what... Allie, you got caught in the middle of this all the time. He was that fucking stepchild. He couldn't fucking be nice to the stepmom, and he wanted to be all, oh, that's my daddy. I'm gonna drop songs like him every week. Alright, fine. Go love your daddy. Do you call him daddy? He looks more like a mother to me. Alright. He looks more like his mother. I could do this all day with you, Russ. All day. All day for the rest of my life. Anyways, moving on, your thoughts and this and that. The King of Swords calls upon you to use your mental ability and the power of air to develop strategies to make changes you want. Using your head, not your heart. Alright. I don't know what that means. You need your heart. This is stupid. Unless your heart is feels torn by this. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to do this, but I have to. Meaning this is going to hurt. Then I get that. Okay. Make it make sense. You have had some, you have had some inspired and innovative ideas, and it is time to move decisively and put them into action yourself. Do not wait for others to do it for you. God's not going to save you from this, bro. He's giving you the willpower. He's giving you direction. You have to have the faith and make the fucking move. That's what it meant to be guided. That's why Adam and Eve left. They no longer could hear God's guidance. All they could hear is their own fucking thoughts of what they should do with themselves. They couldn't hear God anymore. What is God? Your heart? And in this moment, it's like, you know, God is all compassionate. When you see something, you know what I mean? You're like, this is going to hurt them. That's your compassion. It's true. This is, you know what I mean? In essence, you know, what I had to do with my daughter right there, that was, she got explosive. The fuck, you ain't leaving me here with this shit. Well, what am I supposed to do? She didn't see that coming at all. She thought I was just going to pick her ass up. I picked her ass up last week because she had anxiety. What's giving her anxiety? What's stressing her out? And she blew up, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not taking this home. I don't know how to deal with this. I mean, obviously getting out of the atmosphere makes you feel better, but you can't run away from this. So I left her there with the social worker, and they were going to do a crisis, you know, do a check on her and all of that stuff. It's like, it didn't feel good. This didn't feel good. But I had to do what was right by my mind. I know that, you know what I mean, if she needs help and I can't give it to her, then I got to get her help. And I, you know, I feel a little suck ass. It's like, I can't help you, but I got to be honest. Why can't you help her? Because I'm the cause of her problems. Why can't you see that? I spend all day, every day, teaching people how to heal inner child trauma. I told you what kind of fucked up life I have, and you think for 1 second my children don't have trauma? I can't talk to them about the trauma that I caused them that I don't even remember. They look at me, you know what I mean? I have no accountability to their pain. And when I'm sitting there and I'm telling them to take it easy on me, and they just want me to feel everything that I failed them at, and there's just this loss, I can't, you know what I mean? I'm not in a position. You just gotta admit that, you know what I mean? It's like, the very person that's hurting you isn't going to be the person that loves you out of this. It's a hard way to put it, but that's really the truth. It's like, why can't, you know, I take accountability. Why is your kid fucked up? Because I was fucked up. And I didn't give her the best upbringing, and I'm trying my best to make it better. But I need help. She won't talk to me, and, you know, I understand why. And that's it, dude. Don't try to hide the shit, bro. There's so many fucking kids, their parents won't take them to, you know, to go talk to someone because they're afraid they're going to talk bad about them. Dude, tell them what kind of cunt I am. Tell them I'm a weirdo. Tell them it all. And if they, according to the government standings, that I'm not good enough, well, then tell them to find you another one. I don't do drugs. I don't hit anybody. There's no sex. There's no none of that. I don't have a financial, you know, I'm not stable now, but it's hard. It's like, it doesn't matter that we're 3 years into, you know, this. It's what happened before this. She was born into, you know what I mean, my marriage. She witnessed all of that, and she can remember it, down to the kidnapping. She remembers being kidnapped. You know, I can't connect with her on that level when there's a heartache right there towards me. That's where you owe it to your kids. You don't have to be the most important person in their life. You always will, but you don't have to be the closest person to them. You know what I mean? They need connections outside of you. She needs, you know what I mean? She needs support that I can't give her. Because, you know, that's just what it is. And that's, at the end, it's like, how much more can I give you? That's what I said. It's like, it's not a lack of attention. She can't go nowhere, and we're never apart from each other. She's got plenty of attention. As far as the love, she doesn't really want it, and it's foreign to her. I wasn't so loving. We didn't used to. It was just isolation, separation. She didn't. That's why I feel it. It's like I was too busy for my kids. And then I had to, you know what I mean? Then I wasn't busy and I had time to work with my kids. But, right now, she's too busy. And that's causing her inner child trauma. Nobody, you know what I mean? It's her own busy lifestyle that she doesn't have someone to lean on. It's not that, I'm too busy. It's that she's too busy. And it comes back up. Just saying that. You have had some, whatever. Let's see. You have had some inspired and innovative ideas, and it is time to move decisively and put them into action yourself. Do not wait for others to do it for you. She's at high school, bro. She has all the issues. She might need some medication or something. Who knows? I'm not against, and I'm not against the healthcare. They don't fail everybody, and they didn't fail me. I just had to go past what they were able to offer me. They try their best, but in the essence, the patients won't open up, so they can't fully help you if they don't know what's hurting you. My daughter dude, they were in so much fucking therapy before we left our house. Really? Yep. She had a regular school counselor, and then she had health care through the mental health facility, so we would go to those, right? She had her own sessions, right? And then she also had an individual session that would come to her school. So she had like 3 of them. And then when we were going through the occupational therapy, which was for their sensitivities, they have sensory issues. So like food sensories and shit like that. Stuff to clothes. They don't like fucking, she doesn't like food. I had to take them in there so they could get them to start eating different foods, getting used to, different textures and smells and shit like that. And then another one was like clothes. They didn't, they didn't like my son. They don't wear jeans. Well, she started to, but he wouldn't wear jeans. She wouldn't wear socks. They'd only wear fucking Crocs. Like as soon as this stuff would touch them, they would panic. What was that from? That's stunted growth, stunted development. So we had to go back and, and that's what we're doing now as adults. We're stunted in our emotional growth, bro. I hate to admit it, but that's what's wrong with me. I'm not fucking mentally ill. It's all fucked off. What's wrong with you? I'm emotionally stunted. I was mentally ill when I had personality disorder. That was an illness. But they only labeled it as PTSD. I think it was complex PTSD. Something like that. But, I've gone through the therapies to go, to heal that. But it doesn't mean, it's kind of like once an addict, always an addict. I'm always going to suffer from PTSD. It's just, when triggered, it's that I have to, you know what I mean? It's like diabetes and stuff or whatever it is. It's like I'm going to have to care for myself for the rest of my life. Not my mental, where I'm struggling with my thoughts all the time. It's my emotions. It's my emotions. Stopping my emotions from creating terrible thoughts and things and actions outside of me. Right? Because the realistic thing is I don't have thoughts. I get built up emotions, and I have to find the channel of where these emotions are coming from, which are repressed thoughts. So I'm not fucked in my mind like everyone else. I'm fucked in my feelings. You said something, and now something has come over me, and I don't even know what I'm feeling. I'm shaking. I don't know why I'm shaking. What's happening with me? And that's it. I can't even see my pain. You know what I mean? Where the rest of you are seeing it over and over and over. You're replaying your trauma over and over and over. I have to wait till I get to it. Something has to push it literally to where the feelings is the pathway. And then I can get to a memory. If I'm sitting with my daughter and I'm triggering her, right? Like she's already upset, and I make her more upset, then there's no way this can happen. You know what I mean? You don't understand me. You're not on my side. You're not, she sees me not as an enemy, but not as a friendly. So when she's already in defense, she's not going to break her defense for me. She's going to give her defense to me, if not more, because she's going to feel like I'm attacking her. while she's under attack. It's just fuel to the fire, bro. She's already bothered by something else, and just my face is gonna make it worse. Why? Because she has, you know what I mean, repressed anger towards me too. And that's all of you. You're bottled up with a lot of shit. That's what I asked that guy this weekend. I was like, how do you handle anger? What do you do when you can't take it anymore? It either comes out in depression or anger. What do you do when you can't take this? You're under so much. You know what I mean? You're not a screamer. You don't seem to raise a fucking brow. Where does all this go? No wonder you're scared of me. I would be screaming and throwing a whole fit. You know what you see from me is my mother. Imagine it unhealed on children. She would fucking scream, bro, and go wild. Screaming. I didn't even realize I was a screamer until I looked up. It's like, why am I screaming? Really? Screaming. I didn't say yelling. I said screaming. Screaming. I don't know why. She wasn't, I mean, she was pretty loud out in the, you know, outside, but she was a screamer. Anyways, I mean, and that's it, is like, I didn't know how to be a mom other than what I was taught. So then I take that foul teaching over to being a mom for my kids, and I'm not really the best mom. They have OCD now because of that. Me yelling at them their whole lives to pick up their fucking shit. Well, one of them did. The other one, he don't pick up shit. He don't give a shit. He just don't pick up shit. He must be Venezuelan. That was a good one. He got more of me in there. Oh, that was a good one. He runs around looking like his father. Oh. But anyways, your minds. This is all about your mind and shit. This card, this is also a card of teaching and knowledge passed on. Ta-da! You might find the answers in something that you are reading, or you might find value in writing. However, you should guard your knowledge from those who would misuse it. So be careful whom you speak to. You know, I wish a motherfucker would. In the essence, it's like that. It's like, you know, I used to be, I have over 200 videos locked away. They're on private. You can see them when you look on my page. It says playlists. You can see all those videos in there, but they're locked away because it was magic. I didn't teach people how to channel it. It was real magic, but not channeled properly, so it was dangerous. And that's just kind of it. It's like, you know, I'm not afraid to tell you the truth. You can't harm me with my truth. You know what I mean? And that's just it. Is like, you don't want people to know this because they'll use it against you. You can't harm me with my truth, is what I'm saying. But other people will harm you with your truth. They will use it to manipulate you. They will use it to backstab you. They will use it to blackmail you. They will use it to coerce you. Well, I'll tell so-and-so. Or what if, you know what I mean, what if they knew what you were really doing? What if, you know what I mean? They like use these secret parts of you as ways to control you. As I said that, I see the church. However, you should guard your knowledge from those who would misuse it, so be careful who you speak to. Seek out professional advice and scrutinize all contracts and documents before you sign them. And that's it. Before I went in there all gun-ho. I want to know what happened in the room that escalated to I got a call from a social worker and we might need a crisis center. Tell me why I'm getting a call from a social worker and not just regular school staff. Right? Explain to me why we're escalating this before we escalate this. Was this just too quick of an escalation? And she said those key words. It's like, you make me want to kill myself. Why? Because the teacher was fucking giving her shit. So she just said it to his face, and there's key words, bro. You don't say those words. That's what I said. She knows these key words. I need to know if she's crying wolf before I get there. Because I'm not bringing her home. That's what I said. She didn't want to get out of bed this morning. And no matter how you look at it, it's a Monday for her. She didn't go to school yesterday. And she was like, and then she was fine when she left the fucking house. And then her biology teacher pushed her fucking nerves because she's got a D in biology. And the lady was like, yeah, he's tough. And she started smiling. It's like they know these people. They know who your teachers are. And she started asking questions why she has such a strict schedule like that. I don't know. She's smart. She's like, you're gifted and talented, huh? It's like, yep. And that's it. Is they put up, you know, your reward for being smart is learning harder. You don't get a reward for being smart. You have to just learn more. Harder stuff to learn. They got to keep you busy. They got to keep feeding you shit. And that's what it was. My kids got bored with what they were learning. So they gave them harder stuff to learn. More, and different places like that. But yeah, pretty much. That's it. As they learn faster than others. And they learn bigger, more. I mean, and when they want. My son is over here ditching class and hiding in the bathroom. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, you can't keep doing this. I got a call saying you had like all kinds of truancies. What the fuck are you doing? He's like, I just go and hang out in the bathroom a lot. Why? It's boring. Alright, we gotta do something about this. Really? Yeah, he's just fucking hanging out in the bathroom. He doesn't have a phone, so he's literally doing nothing in there but playing with his imagination, bro. Really? Good thing he has a good one. But what else is he doing? He doesn't... Fuck. I mean, again, they did catch him on the computer watching videos. Nothing bad. They're just not supposed to watch YouTube or be playing games, and they keep catching him do it. He's bored. Albert Einstein's bored in your stupid class here. What do you want me to say? They get offended when I say some shit like that. So that's where they gotta push him. But then they just push him to learn harder stuff. Learning fucking trigonometry. And then they're with kids that have no idea what they're talking about. Just like their mother. However, you should guard your knowledge, blah, blah, blah. The King of Swords can indicate a man who is an influence in your life. Who's that guy? He's charismatic, intellectual, and very high morals and ideals, who likes to be in control. Oh, you control freak. I don't like that. Anyways, he may be involved with the world and capable of instigating great change. I mean, as I've seen this, it's like, I see all of you are. You're in great power. Great power comes great responsibility. This could be Marshall, but as soon as I said this, he is very involved with the world and capable of instigating great change. I saw Lewis. But at the same time, I saw Kanye. He's involved in a bunch of shit, and he has the capability to change some shit, but he is just getting high with his bubble guppy. I don't know. You see a midlife crisis, it's like, his inner child. You look at Russ, it's like they're being what they've never been before, which is a fucking whole-ass child. You're supposed to let it out, bro, but not be a child. Just let it free. Don't become the child. Let the child become the experience. Like, don't become the child. Let the child enjoy the experiences, I suppose. Bring it with you, not become it. I don't know. He may seem a little cold and over-analytical as he bases all his decisions on unemotional logic. Well, that sounds like Bobby. But he is genuinely caring and will give you very good advice. I didn't ask. He could be a judge, a lawyer, a teacher, a doctor, or a professional advisor. If he is your friend or partner, you must meet his own exact standings or he will drop you without a backwards glance. That sounds like Wolfman. As a father, he is distant but fair. Sounds like all my twin flames. They all have children, but they're not fucking going, putting down the game or anything and going to sit on the ground with them and play with them. They will. They're not really. Marshall, how much time have you spent with your grandson? Do you pick up your grandson and bring him over to your house just to hang out with him? Do you go over just to spend more time with your grandson? Like you're more active in your daughter's life because she's a mother and you want to go and, be part of his life? Or you wait until she brings him? Do you have any involvement with that kid? Grandchildren are an extension of your children, which is a second opportunity to show your love for your creation and theirs. I've seen a million fucking terrible parents turn into amazing grandparents. They see it as a second opportunity. How close are you with your grandchild? Okay. The reverse card can indicate a miscarriage of justice, duplicity, or professional neglect. You may have been taken in by a criminal or an unscrupulous lawyer, or have been let down by an uncaring doctor or absent father. Guys, you want to be a good father, but that's what you are. By staying out in the work field all like that, because she won't help work, you're missing your children's lives. And they're missing you. I don't want this to hurt any more than it needs to. It just needs to be a reality check. You want to be with them, but you're too busy paying for them. Your wife or girlfriend or their mother should be able to understand that I want to be able to work part-time and you work part-time so I can have more time with my children. Because if a woman said that, she would have to respect it. This man needs to cut his hours so he can be more of a father. This isn't what's making him a father. And in order for him to cut his provisions, that means you need to pick up provisions. There's nothing wrong with these females that they can't get a part-time job and pick up some of that money. That gives you 20 more hours with your children a week. An absent father isn't just a father that ran away. It's a father that's not present emotionally. They're always in the room. Yeah, dad's over there. Go talk to your dad. No. Because they don't have an emotional connection. They don't know you. They don't feel safe with you. You just call the shots. That's it. It's mom who sits there and makes them feel okay about life. You're just there to provide it. And that's not fair to you because you want that connection where they can come to talk to you, where they can be close to you, where, you know what I mean? I'm seeing Father of the Bride. You know how he taught her how to play basketball and all that shit. I was gonna say this, and it stands out so much. It's like there's nothing like a bond between a father and his daughter, and you can look at me and God and see that. I don't have a mother, but I have the best father in the world, and he's teaching me. He's such a good father that he's teaching me how to be a good mother. That's how loving and kind he is. He can be both. He can raise girls and boys. Yep. He can push his girls to follow love, and he can push his boys, you know what I mean, to do the same. The King of Swords reverse could be telling you that you have too much air in your makeup. For you, the intellect and the idea is all important, but not the application of them. Because of this, very few of your brainwaves become realized and are ultimately wasted. And that's what it means. You have great ideas, but you don't put any willpower to it. You don't take action on it. And that's what it is I could tell you everything that's around you. There's all this creative energy around you, but you're not absorbing it, which means being receptive. You're too busy doing to be receiving these messages and these, flows of energy. You need to develop the other elements in equal balance to realize your full potential. Alright, if this card indicates a person, the reverse King of Swords is mentally unbalanced man who becomes critical, sarcastic, cynical, and perhaps even sadistic. That's Wolfman, bro. He's going to drop one hell of a video. He does it all the time. You can hear it. He raises up the fire in him. He gets fucking critical with people. He becomes sarcastic. He's cynical to them and even sadistic. His mental agility makes him feel superior to others as he enjoys humiliating them. He could be violent and abusive towards those around him, as he is frustrated and angry with the whole world. And you can see it. You can hear how the way he delivers a curse word. You can hear the anger. I told you he's violent. Plus he has military background. People yelling at him. You know what I mean? Everybody, you guys tune these men into dangers. You just you keep yelling at them and telling them what to do and that they're not good enough and they need to do this and they need to do this. You don't see them as, I wanted to say divine feminines. You just see them as these hardworking fucking slave men, no matter what the fucking color. It starts when they're children. I watch these women, how they treat their boys. They expect them to be a man from the fucking moment they're born. They can't, it's funny, I was scrolling on YouTube, trying to find a song, and, Gary, which is Wolfman's, and here's another example. You're not going to be around strong women the way that you are overpowering. So then you got Gary, gay Gary. Gary, I feel like I was going to rhyme that. Stop that. Anyways, Gary, I'm scrolling, and my daughter can hear it, and she's like, why does he have to be so gay? And this is coming from my daughter. And I said, that's not the way to say it. The way to say it is, why does he have to sound so gay? Is nothing wrong with being gay, but you toning your voice to sound like a girl is gay. There's nothing wrong with gay until you do these gay acts. It has nothing wrong to do. I'm not talking about anything about a love between same sex at all. That's a gay act. It annoys everyone. You think your boyfriend thinks it's cute that you whine? It's a whine. Hey guys. Your mother doesn't speak like that, and neither does any woman on this planet. There's no crime in being gay. But why do you have to sound gay? What do gay people sound like? I don't know. They don't overdo that. Gay people don't have to dress up in dresses to say they're gay. They don't have to pitch their voice like that. I'll bet you real quick, if you stand in front of me, your tone's gonna drop real deep, and you're gonna be yelling a different tone at my face. You wouldn't be, hey guys. Did you go everywhere with that? Like seriously? That's authentic to you? No, it's not. LGBTQ, stand up, bro. Don't sit down. We're not segregating people. If you're a person that does this, then don't be mad. Don't be mad that they call you a bitch for shit like that, bro. My own daughter, who is a they, who is pansexual, said that about you, not even seeing you, based on the fucking verbiage that came out of your mouth in my car. Why has he got to be so gay? Says the lesbian in the back seat. Is what I'm thinking. And it's like, no, she has no problem with your gay acts. She has a problem with your gay delivery. Gay doesn't mean over the top, bro. You use this, and that's what pisses straight people off, is when gay people have to go over the top for attention. You have to be the gayest person in the gay crowd. Like, they're all gay. Let's go over to tracks and see who's louder. Hey, guys! Do you hear yourself, bro? They don't talk like that in the gay bars. This is what gay people do. That's not what they fucking do. I know lots of gay guys. None of them talk like that. None of them talk like that. None of them. But there's a whole bunch of you that do. There's a whole ton of you that make all of us uncomfortable doing it. Because you're doing it for attention. You're not just saying, hey. Hey, how are you? You know what I mean? You're like, you have to literally raise it up. It's Kim Kardashian. Hey, guys. It's a fucking YouTube. Hey, guys. Hey, guys. What? We don't even need to know who's underneath on this one. But it's just that. It's like, it has nothing to do with his sexuality. It's that he's over the fucking top looking for attention. I'm running a special on this, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, and like, shut up, bro. Shut up, bro. Who buys this shit? I guess gay guys. I don't know. It has nothing to do with your sexuality. Their behaviors, bro. And that's why we called people of the straight sex gay, because of the behaviors. It had nothing to do with we actually thought you had a man or woman, you know what I mean, in your bed. It was like, those are over-the-top gay behaviors. They were only recognized by the gay community. Right? They would do these loud cat calls. Hey, girl! Like, who does that? Hey, Miss Parker. That girl. That's you. You're Miss Parker. Sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real. Sorry. It really happened. Really? Yeah, it happened this morning. It's just like, why is he so gay? Why is he being so gay? I was like, why is he sounding so gay? Straight people don't do that, dude. And even normal gay people don't do that, dude. Like, I think that we could start a whole rally and burn you. Like, we could really crush your whole ego for the fact that you're out here looking stupid, trying to, you know, bring attention. Just wear your flag. You don't need to scream. Why are you screaming? This is how I talk. I bet the fuck you don't. I bet the fuck you don't. I bet the fuck you don't walk into fucking businesses. Hey guys! And I bet the fuck you don't. And if you do, then you're gonna get the same response that my daughter gave you. Everybody's gonna look at you like, is that necessary? Is that necessary to come out of your mouth? I'm sorry. If you got offended, feel free to leave. It's all love over here. It's all about progress. It's all about change. Like that's a behavior you should probably change. It's an unlikable behavior. It's an over-the-top behavior of an execution of desire for attention. How'd your little boyfriend go? Where's your little boyfriend Adam? Right? You were trying to pump up his channel and shit. Where's Adam? What was it called? Adam? Enough. And going back to Mr. Violence here. Of course, he goes to those. He goes to pussy people. You couldn't pull that shit around us. That little fucking weak attitude that you have, Wolfman. Little Oscar the Grouch. You little fucking, pirata de fucking San Diego. I know exactly what you were, bro. For sure, for sure. And so then you try to walk out here with your little military stripes and pretend like you're a man and you're better than other men while you run around womanizing women. Hang out with a bunch of other fucking goofy-ass men like you. There's not. You don't have any real authentic connections. You find people, stragglers along the road like you, trying to find their identity like you. And as I said that, every time I talk about you, there's Russ and his girlfriend, both trying to find themselves on the internet. Oh, we'll be great on this. This is a contract made in hell. Like, you guys are on the same track until one of you makes it big, and then the other one gets left because you can't make them big. He tried forever. He has been trying to get that girl popular since the beginning. He tried to force her music, all this shit. You can't do shit with this bitch. She ain't got no skills. She ain't got no life experience to have any skills, bro. All she knows how to do is pose in front of the camera. And not even a video camera. The pictures that you guys take out in public don't look shit like the pictures she's taking on her little phone in the bedroom. Really? I mean, am I lying? Am I lying? How come she's 50 shades of fucking light skin on her phone, but when she's out in public, you got you a red bone. She's like literally a black girl. But she don't look black on none of her pictures. Does she bleach her skin to be part of your family? Does her black status help you into the rap game? How does this work here? Does she have, you know what I mean? You guys are culturally alike? No! Absolutely not. You were so above this bitch's fucking pay grade, but because your fucking self-esteem was so low that you took her blow. And now you won't let go. If Russ believed more in himself, you wouldn't be here. He'd be with some grown woman having a grown life, a boss bitch, but he can't. He has to be the boss to another bitch. A power couple is powerful, both parties. Not one party is powerful and the other one's weak as fuck. And as I say that, it goes back to, I'm kind of wondering here. I'm seeing NF and his wife. She appears to wear the masculinity way more than you. She's running that house. She is raising those kids. She is doing everything. All you do is what, Nate? Sit around writing music? How long does it take to write a song, bitch? I'm a songwriter. I can't see it ever taking me longer than a whole day if I started from scratch and didn't have a thought. Why can't you organize your thoughts and your feelings into, songwriting? Are you not a songwriter? Are you not a singer? Are you not a producer? Which part of this puzzle do you not have that makes it take so long for you to produce music? We know that, obviously, Russ can't produce music, so he steals it. He samples. He's careful. He does that. All right, so then you got Marshall. Marshall does it all. So it takes him a long time. First, he has to create a fucking beat, one fucking instrument at a time, one syllable at a time. Then he's got to mix it. Then he's got to fucking put some words on it. Then he's got to do all, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I can see why it's taking you a long time. You're doing all the cooking. You're doing all the cooking, right? Okay, fine. But for someone like you, what the fuck is the problem here? What is your guys' problems, bro? You act like it's a fucking rocket science to write music. And none of the music you came up with is not even radio worthy. They put NF on the radio because he's a Christian rapper and we have a Christian channel. You will never catch him on any other fucking channel. Russ, never. Unless he's got a concert coming here and they're trying to promote some fucking tickets. Royce, I've never heard you fucking songs. Not never, ever, 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 never. I never heard no fucking Aligate. I never heard no fucking Mike Stud. Never in all my life have you been to the collective conscious of something outside of it. Outside of your little groups. You don't connect with anybody but the people that connect with you. If you want to make bigger connections, you have to be a bigger person. You have to be you know what I mean? If you want other people to connect with you, then you have to connect with other parts of yourself. It has to be authentic. You know what I mean? Truthfully. Just being honest. You think about, the diversity of Ali's fucking music. It's fucking heartbreak. You either take your lover to there, or you cry about not having a lover when you get there. That's the only crowd that's in there. What a fucking crowd. That does not sound like something I want to spend my weekend doing, bro. I don't want to go to a fucking love scene. And if I did, you know what I mean? Like, what? What are you selling tickets to, bro? Do you even realize on the bigger scale of what you're pushing? No, you're in your fucking labs like this sounds good as you punch in your next fucking verse. It sounds good to you. Does anybody else like this? Do you like how this sounds? Are you going to dance to this? Does this make you want to get up? Does this inspire you to make change in your life? Does this talk about something that's going on in your life? No. No. And no. And no. And no. Alright, so this is where you guys are at. Don't be sadistic, I guess. King of Swords. Once again, use your mental ability and the power of air to develop strategies to make the changes you want. Work through your thoughts. Of course, you're going to have to work through the negatives. I don't want to do it because of this. I don't want to do it because of this. I don't want to do it because of this. Write down all the I don't want to's. And then write down all the reasons you want to. And see which one's bigger. And which one's, you know what I mean? Do you not want to? Face the truth, right? So, that's it. You don't want him? No, I'm lying. I really do. Then why do you keep pushing him away? I just don't want to... I don't know. And that's where you come to the truth. You don't want him? And that's what Gabriel said to me yesterday. Did you want any other? No, you're right. I really didn't. Not this. I didn't want this experience with anybody else. You're right. And that's where you're denying yourself. To yourself and to others. You won't just be honest with yourself. Do you want someone else? No, not really. I'm willing to accept someone else. But I know what I want. I've known what I wanted since I woke up. That's what I said, is like, fuck. Sometimes you just don't get what you want, and you're going to have to live with that feeling. I've had to learn that. Not to have what you want. You know what I mean? No matter how bad you want it, doesn't mean you can have it. You have to learn that. That's a hard learn. And that's what some of them are learning right now. Lewis is learning it. He believed if he wanted it bad enough, and he worked hard enough, and if he did everything right, he could have it. That's what we all believe, right? We did everything right. Why isn't it working? Sorry, that's going to keep going because I forgot to turn this off. And why are they marking her late for class when she's in the school? That's a lack of communication, and they will do that shit to me. How much? Watch. They'll call 3 times, they'll send a text message and an email for every class that she misses. You serious? I fucking swear. And it's just an auto recording of... Told you. Doesn't matter if you answer it the first time, the second, or the third. It keeps calling. It's just an automated system that'll call you 3 times. Why? I don't know. School shootings, maybe? Why they really want you to know your kid wasn't in school? It's like, this could be really annoying. It is, and that's why I blocked the other school from that. Every time they fucking miss a class, it'll call for absent or tardy. If they were marked late, they'll do that shit, bro. I got 2 kids running around not on time. I don't want to hear that all damn day. Anyways, changes, guys. How do you make changes? You work through the fear. No, you don't have a plan. God has a plan. Get out of the fears, and then you'll see the plan. You can't see the plan because all you can see is the fears. When you finally work through the fears, you're like, all right, how are we going to do this? And God will say, here, this is what you do. Typically, unless you need to ask for advice. I told you 3 times. I answered the first one. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Not somebody can't give you advice on something that they themselves are afraid of or they themselves have never done. So keep that in mind, and that's what that card said, is don't go running to anybody to teach you how to run your life. It's like, you know, you need an unbiased opinion. I gotta go. That's where you're at. It's Tuesday. It's Mars. Ruled by, rules over Scorpio and Aries, which is death and identity. Transformation, death, transformation, identity, sex, occult, fucking drive, action, all of that shit. It's in the energy. Will you do something today? These people, maybe they don't want to stop calling me. Hey, I love you guys. I'll catch up with you at a later reading. Laters. Bye.